From getting approved by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission to paving the way for crypto trading, yup, crypto enthusiasts, your long-run dream has finally come true. Bitcoin is finally ETF approved. ETFs, or exchange-traded funds, buy the cryptocurrency, allowing retail investors to buy and sell Bitcoin as easily as stocks. Basically, you can say that Bitcoin is now part of the stock market. And let me tell you why this approval is an easy way to get rich. Number 1. More ways to invest. First, people have more ways to invest in digital money. This means you can buy and hold it while also being able to invest in it through regular financial tools that are traded on regulated stock exchanges. This is good news for investors because they've got more ways to get involved in digital money now. A Bitcoin ETF makes it easier for regular people to trade digital money without buying Bitcoin itself. Number 2. Diversified market. Even though they don't know much about digital trading, this approval has 2 benefits. First, Bitcoin will now be more widely available in the US, so it's not for experts or a niche group anymore. It's becoming part of the mainstream. This may lead to more and more people using a spot Bitcoin ETF, and to validate this notion, the CEO of FalconX tweeted some similar sentiments. He said, "To most people, such as my parents, accessing crypto markets was not seamless and in some cases not safe, and that limited growth in the last cycle. ETFs will be powerful, centralized wrappers around protocols such as BTC to massively increase the asset class's access, safety, and user experience to retail users. Excited for what's next." This could bring in much money from regular investors who want to include Bitcoins in their investment accounts. Cause it's the era of digitization and people would be pretty interested in this. Anyway, as more people want to buy, the demand goes up, and this new money coming in could increase the prices of Bitcoins. Now, this isn't just some regular economics guess or based on assumptions. The CEO of ARK Investments, Cathie Wood, confirmed that their bull case for Bitcoin is $600,000, but with ETF approval, it's risen to $1.5 million by 2030.
The building blocks for our price forecast. And our base case is in the $600,000 range. Our bull case, and we think the probability of the bull case has increased with this SEC approval. This is a green light. Our bull case is $1.5 million by 2030.
The investments that many more people can consider. Number 3. Legitimate and certified way of investing. Second, it's seen as a legitimate investment, which is another way to get richer. Before the approval, people saw Bitcoin as something mysterious. However, now they can trust it and will invest in it since big companies are taking that leap as well. But how does legitimacy play a part in all this, you ask? If a spot Bitcoin ETF gets approved and launched, it would confirm that Bitcoin is considered a legitimate part of the mainstream financial system. This acceptance could make people more confident using Bitcoins, potentially increasing their prices.
I believe very strongly that crypto is the future of money, and this is going to introduce more people to crypto and eventually the crypto economy. And we think it's a first step of many on their journey into the crypto economy.
Number 4. The probability of Bitcoin turning into a currency. Another pretty big establishment that has come into the market about Bitcoin is that it might change into a currency and not just stay in the market as an asset. This means it serves the 3 roles of money: store up value, means of exchange, and unit of account. Cathie Wood talked about this very particular aspect in her interview with CNBC.
Could Bitcoin serve the 3 roles of money? Store of value, as you say, most people agree with that one. Means of exchange, unit of account. And the answer to that was yes.
Number 5. Increased accessibility to crypto trading. Also, it's gotten much easier to acquire them now. Before spot Bitcoin ETFs, people in the US could invest in Bitcoin indirectly through future ETFs, which are linked to the cryptocurrency's price. However, spot Bitcoin ETFs allow for a more direct form of investment without the added risk of manually storing the cryptocurrency. Another way this approval plays a part in making people rich is the fact that it's way cheaper than traditional crypto trading.
Customers have won from the increased competition. For most, we think this is going to be far cheaper than having access to directly trade crypto when you think about the total cost between custody, the cost of trading and spreads. But what it's really about is removing any of the last barriers that may have kept people from looking at the space.
The approval of a Bitcoin ETF is important for big investors in the United States because it lets them put cryptocurrency like Bitcoin in their investment accounts, which wasn't possible before. It allows investors to make their investment portfolios more varied by including Bitcoin along with other types of investments. It'll also create more opportunities for actively trading Bitcoin. This might attract hedge funds, day traders, and other speculators, leading to more trading and possibly increased price swings. Number 6. More profits for managing companies. While all this is fascinating, a huge part of the finances will go on behind the scenes. The companies managing the ETFs will charge a fee based on the amount people invest. But other companies are also working behind the scenes, like custodians who store the Bitcoin for the ETF issuers, authorized participants who create and redeem ETF shares, and market makers who help set accurate ETF prices and ensure smooth trading in the public market. These behind-the-scenes players will also make money from the ETF process. There aren't many companies that can handle the tasks involved in trading these new spot Bitcoin ETFs. One reason is that dealing with a lot of money requires having a good amount of cash. Another challenge is that Bitcoin operates on a different system than regular shares, which makes it harder to find companies that can handle it. So, when these new ETFs start, only a few companies will be providing services. Number 7. Monumental step for crypto exchange companies. Crypto exchange companies like Coinbase and Gemini will be in charge of keeping the assets safe. Brian Armstrong, the Coinbase CEO, thinks this is a monumental step for the company.
It's a monumental step for the crypto industry and for Coinbase too. And the reason is that, look, there's 52 million Americans who have been using crypto over the past decade. And I think they've been hungry for some kind of acknowledgement from government and the SEC in particular that this asset class is here to stay.
Plus, only a handful of big financial companies like JP Morgan and Virtu Financial have agreed to help create and redeem ETF shares. This means if more people invest and there's a lot of trading activity, these companies will earn more money behind the scenes. Brett Tejpal, who leads institutional services at Coinbase, believes the opportunity is huge. He thinks trillions of dollars could eventually be invested in U.S. spot Bitcoin ETFs. Brian has the same sentiments as Brett, and here's what he said. While this process might take some time, it could lead to a significant increase in overall investment, making these companies rich. Yes, more than they already are. But the SEC chair still wants investors to be cautious when deciding to invest. Number 8. Taxing made easier. Now, I know all of this was pretty intriguing. Paying taxes can be tough, right? Well, ETFs have also made that easy. Using spot Bitcoin ETFs might be easier for taxes than holding cryptocurrencies directly. ETFs have been taxed a certain way for a long time, so investors know what taxes they'll owe ahead of time. This makes it simpler for them when dealing with taxes, especially compared to holding cryptocurrencies directly, according to Alston Reed, head of business at FalconX. As traditional financial institutions become more comfortable with the technical aspects of Bitcoin, they might start taking over parts of the market, like crypto custody. He also tweeted about joining the company. Great milestone for the industry. Excited to partner with ETF issuers to usher in the next wave of digital asset adoption. Special thanks to our team: Nello Kafkulis, Brad Maliska, Daniel Cohen, John Roglieri. In the meantime, companies with expertise in crypto have a chance for growth by helping ETF issuers. This opportunity could become even bigger if new spot Bitcoin ETFs lead to different versions. You just have to have a little bit of patience.
But nevertheless, in the short term, there is some risk of profit taking.
Yeah, and just to be clear, because there's always going to be the true believers, but there's also going to be some retail investors that probably bought on the day that are now seeing things. So what you're suggesting to them is, and again, not the true believers, but what you're suggesting to them is just have a little bit of patience. This is just an intermittent event.
Number 9. Cons of the ETF approval. But with all these pros, we've got some cons on our hands as well. So when you invest in ETF Bitcoins, you won't really own them, which goes against the idea of cryptocurrencies being decentralized. Plus, sometimes the ETF fee can eat up your profits. Well, these aren't really big cons if you look at it, but they're still worth mentioning. Now, to overcome these cons, we've got an even bigger development in the crypto market. So, you know how the newer and younger generations are more into digital financing? If you go to Wall Street and ask someone what the benchmark is, they'll name some boring asset. But with the newer generation, that has changed. As the younger generations grow, Bitcoin will become the ultimate benchmark in the money market. So it will be even more relevant than it is at the moment. All in all, Bitcoin has become even more famous and original than it already was. With the ongoing trends and the availability of the crypto market, many people would like to enter the market. Other than that, the big names in finance are raving about it being the future of finance. Do you think Bitcoin will be the next currency? If so, would you invest in Bitcoin after this approval? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to keep updated on the finance world.